Now, how would you guys feel if I told you somebody just randomly came up to you one day and they asked you, yo, what do you guys think of the Sonic games on the Wii U? What would be your first impression for that question? Would you guys feel happy, proud, ashamed, sad? Like, what would you guys feel? I guarantee you most people would be like, yeah, don't talk to me about that era of Sonic games, because that probably was the worst era of Sonic games, if we're being completely honest. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, yo, all of the games are bad because there's only been 3 games, but one of the games there is personally one of my favorites, and they have taken many factors and elements from that game into a new current Sonic game that's gonna be releasing actually this year. Hopefully, if that's the case, and Sega doesn't fumble the bag with this new Sonic game. But first of all, let's do a little bit of a recap with the Sonic Wii U games that released back in that specific era. Let's get right into the video. So let's start, obviously, with the main big one from the big 3, Sonic Lost World. Now, I know Sonic Lost World is probably many people's favorite game, which I don't know who are those people, I have no idea, but I know many people that do like the game, and I personally, I'm not huge on the game, but I can't say that I hate the game, but it's pretty cool because they did take aspects from Nintendo's Mario Galaxy games, and even if you don't want to accept it, it's kind of true, for being completely honest. When you compare both of these games, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 if you want to put it that way, and of course Sonic Lost World, you can kind of see what Sega was going for this specific game, and I feel like this did not work out for them as planned. Because number one, this game has a lot of parkour type of things that you would have to do, and Sonic felt so slow in this game. I remember when I first got the game, I felt super slow that I was like, yo, is my PC bugging? Because I did get it on Steam like a while ago, and I was like, why am I going so slow? And I thought my thing was broken, so I obviously checked it, and no, the gameplay style of this game just felt very slow compared to the old formula that they literally introduced in Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, which is the boost formula, and that's the most current formula that we have in, you know, the most recent games. And I don't know what Sega was thinking. They probably wanted to be creative, or something was going on with them and Nintendo. I don't know. If you guys know in the comments, you guys can let me know. So yeah, honestly, I was like, okay, but I played the game. The game is okay-ish. I wouldn't say it's a great game, but I feel like it's an okay game. But you know, many people do like the game, and I respect that. I personally have my own opinions towards the game. So once again, if you like the game, I respect you. Now, when we talk about the actual level designs, yeah, I gotta give Sega credit, at least for the level designs. They were pretty unique, and I feel like they were going for that Mario Galaxy type of aesthetic and style for this specific game, because you can kind of get that similar vibe in this game just because of the fact that there's kind of like little planets there. You would jump from one area to the next area like in Mario Galaxy. So I kind of like the idea that they had in this game. It was kind of unique, and it felt kind of different compared to the other Sonic games that we're used to with the boost formula, of course. So yeah. Now, once again, I'm not a huge fan of the parkour in this game, even though it's pretty unique once again, but I just didn't like the fact that you can just jump like that from wall to wall, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is getting kind of annoying, getting kind of boring and repetitive at the same time. But I still, once again, I'm gonna say this many times, I think the game is good, because I know many people are probably gonna hate on me saying that the game is bad. No, I think it's a good game. Now, when it came to the actual bosses, I'm not gonna lie, the bosses felt very simple. They felt way too easy. Like, for example, you would go chasing around Zaz, you pretty much would have to chase him around and then boom, hit him in the back. It's pretty simple, they're pretty straightforward, and I pretty much have nothing else to say except they're very easy. So yeah, they kind of suck, to be honest. Now, when it came to the actual story of the game, I personally feel like the story was okay-ish. It was pretty, you know, a generic story, but we were introduced to the Deadly Six, where they were all kind of unique to their own specific character and persona. For example, Zaz was kind of like the dumb one, I guess, if you want to call it like that, and silly one. Zavok was obviously kind of like the leader of that entire group. So yeah, everyone had their own type of role to play in this game, and of course, once again, it's a cool introduction to the characters, and we've gotten Zavok again in recent games. And I know many people love these characters because they're all silly and funny, but I think the most 2 popular ones are obviously Zavok and Zaz. So, what do I think of game sales and everything else that happened? Now, I personally feel like many people, when they first saw the game, they were pretty much hyped in a way, but then when they actually saw the gameplay of it and everything, and they got a good feeling of it, they were kind of disappointed in Sega because of the fact that it didn't play like an actual Sonic game. So, yeah, I think that's why this game did not perform well. Now, let's go on to the next game, which is probably my favorite game of the Wii U. Oh boy, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transform. Now this game, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like many people actually did enjoy this game just because it implemented new factors and a bunch of new things into the kart racing aspect of Sonic. Now when it came to Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transform, that's a long name, not gonna lie, but yeah. Now the game I was talking about earlier is obviously Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and if you guys know everything about the previous Sonic Racing games, excluding Team Sonic Racing, Sonic Racing Crossroads literally takes a bunch of elements from Sonic Racing Transformed. So of course, when you see Sonic Racing Crossworlds, obviously you're gonna be like, oh wait, they're taking elements from that specific game because it's a bunch of people's favorite Sonic racing game, just due to the fact that obviously you can go on land, on air, on water, and of course I'm not here to throw shade to Nintendo, but I think Mario Kart World did take some aspects from Sonic Racing Crossroads. Hey, I'm not throwing shade, but that's all I'm saying. So now when you compare these two games, obviously Sega wanted to take a safer route and of course take elements from a Sonic game that many people did tend to enjoy. Now I don't have this specific version on the Wii U, I do have it for my Xbox 360, but I do think that this is probably one of the best Sonic racing games. Now obviously we don't compare Sonic Riders because that's on a whole different level, so yeah. Now it's obviously a kart racer, you don't really have anything else to say about this game, as this game is literally just a racing game. There's obviously flaws to it, but of course, you know, it's pretty generic and simple. It's a racing game. So yeah, that's pretty much it for Sonic Racing Transform. It's a great game. I honestly love it and I still play it to this day. So let's go on to the next game, which many people, oh boy, they did not like. Yeah, I know you guys know which game I'm about to talk about. Yeah, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Yeah, this game is probably one of the most hated games for the Wii U and of course Sonic games of all time. Why? Because Sonic Boom, now I'm not talking about the TV show, I know many people love the Sonic Boom TV series, but of course when it came to the actual games, it was a complete turn of events because I don't know what, like I said, this specific era for Sonic was so weird and so bad just because of the fact that they didn't implement the boost formula in any of these two games. Now I'm not including the racing game because that's a whole different section and area of Sonic games. Now when it comes to Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, it was a whole different type of game just due to the fact that you're not actually using the boost formula, and of course this game is super slow paced, just like how, not necessarily in Sonic Lost World because of course you do boost a little bit in that game, but this game you do not use any boost at all whatsoever, and this game does have a bunch of puzzle type of areas, so it was a unique turn of events in a way because Sega kind of was going for a different style of gaming during the specific time. Like I said, I don't know what was going through their heads, but yeah, many people did not like this game. The boss fights in this game, oh yeah buddy, we don't talk about them. Oh yeah, the boss fights weren't great at all, but yeah, overall I don't know what happened during this specific era of Sonic games. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric was an okay game, I think. I know many people tend to meme on it, but yeah. Not to mention, of course, the models and, of course, the style of the game. The character art style was very bad to many people. They did not like that specific design for Sonic, and it felt like I was running the game in 360p. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade at Sega, but it just felt really low res for this specific game. But yeah, hey, I'm not gonna lie, but when it came to the level designs and everything around it, like the atmosphere, it did look pretty cool. It did look pretty gorgeous, not gonna lie, in a way. Now, this game obviously does not compare to other Sonic games, but now, once again, you guys are free to disagree with me in the comments down below. This is just an opinion-based video. I think that this was probably one of the worst eras for Sonic games, and I think because it released with the Wii U was one of the worst selling consoles for Nintendo because these games were exclusive to Nintendo. Now, of course, I know that Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Transformed, and of course, both of the other Sonic games, Sonic Boom, and of course the Sonic Lost World game, are on the 3DS, and there are of course different versions of these games. They're not necessarily the exact same aspect and type of game as the Wii U. So once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because I would like to know, do you guys think this was the worst era for Sonic games, the Wii U era for Sonic? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Once again, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. I'm really appreciative towards you guys, and yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, I'll catch you guys in the next one. For now, stay safe and peace.